Have you ever had a blurry, shaky video that you thought was unusable? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how I use AI tools on CapCut Pro to help enhance my videos. Let's get started. So over here, I've got a video of our CEO, Paul Kennedy, during his weekly podcasts, and this is recorded straight from his webcam. So as you can see, let me just zoom in over here. The video itself has quite a little bit of noise, and obviously the quality is not 4K. It's not as good as, filming with a camera itself, but no worries. You might think that this is unsavable, but it actually is with these built-in tools on CapCut Pro. So the first step I'm gonna do is, I'm going to be heading over to the video and basic, and I'm gonna scroll down, and you see this enhance image tool over here. What this does is enhance the image, as said. Very simple, just click it and then let it process. So this might take some time depending on how long your video is. And now it's done. So let's see the before and after. So overall, you can't really tell the difference, but let me just zoom in real quick. So as you can see on his face, you see how the before video has so much noise, but just with this one tool on CapCut Pro, it literally removed so much of the noise and everything, and it looks so much crisper, if that is a word, than before. You might think we'll be stopping here, but we're actually not, and we're just gonna keep going. So the next is I'm gonna reverse scope him, remove the background. And usually, you might think oh, this is a really hard process, or oh, I have to do it frame by frame. Well, those days are over. We will just head on to the remove BG section, scroll down, and you see this Chroma Key. So let me just give a quick explanation of the difference between auto removal and Chroma Key. So Chroma Key is actually a free feature, which is great if you have green screens and you just have one color that you would like to pick up on and remove that color. And whereas auto removal, it would work really well for complicated backgrounds. Like for example, this one, I'm in an actual setting and I want to be in a different setting, then using auto removal tool, the AI will help detect me, the main character and the main objects or anything, and just remove the unnecessary things. But auto removal is going to take a while because obviously it takes time for it to run and detect. So in this case, I'm just going to use the Chroma Key. So first I'll use the color picker and just pick the green color. Perfect. So let me just zoom in real quick over here. So as you can see, there's still these leftover greens that aren't picked up, even if I use the color picker key. And that's when I'm going to show you guys how I usually use these tools over here. So first is the intensity. This is sort of the overall green, how intense you want it to be cut off. And I just go a little bit, just enough so that no pixels get taken out of his clothes over here. Okay, and then next is I'm gonna move on to cleanup edge. So cleanup edge and feather edge, there's a difference. Cleanup edge, basically it takes out the color. Let me just show you guys real quick. It takes out the color, but it doesn't really take out this white strip over here, as you can see, which isn't as clean as you want it to be. But the feather edge, it sort of gives it a soft, feathering effect. And I'd like to just do it until just enough to cut off that white annoying strip that I don't want. Now it should look really clean. So as you can see, after I did all the cleanup, the greens on his face and on his clothes are all gone, as well as the sharp edges. I've softened it a lot. And this is what it looks like right in front of the background that I want it to. So now you might be thinking, oh, but he doesn't look like he's really in that office. He doesn't really look like, he's under those yellow lights in the back. Well, this is where we go to the adjustment section, go to basic, and then here you'll see these three auto adjust, color match, and color correction tools. So what I like to use is I'll use auto adjust. And as you can see, he's suddenly brightened up a lot. So what this works well with is if, there's your underexposed videos that are too dark or you feel are unsavable, this will definitely help out with that. But in this case, I just like a little bit of intensity. All right, perfect. Now the next thing I'm gonna show you is how I sort of relight his face to make it seem like he's more immersed into the environment that he's supposed to be in this case, the office. So go to video, scroll down, and you'll see this relight feature. Click on it. And then in this case, I want to use this one over here. And then this yellow circle over here is basically where the light source belongs. As you can see, when I move it around, it changes the highlights on his face and the shadows on his face. In this case, I'd like the light to come all over from the left here, just to like give it a little bit of glow. And then I'm now gonna go back to the adjustment. And what I do is I'd like to go to the HSL and adjust a little bit of the reds on his face because he's supposed to be in a much warmer room instead of a pink tone room. So I go here and then I change the hue on his face. Just a little bit, just enough to make it seem like he's more immersed into the background. And that's it, that's all we've done. And now I'm gonna show the before and after and you guys can have a look at how much of a difference it actually makes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next AI tip tutorial. Bye!